What's going on, Attack Squad? It's your boy Roman, aka Mr. Anime 343. Well, I understand Dionysus-sama. I can understand you're at work, so just take your time, do your job, and hopefully we can actually get a little something special. But hell, if anybody wants to join in, I'm actually going to be leaving a link to the chat for anyone who actually is interested in joining the conversation. In fact, I want to thank Dionysus-sama, potato, for actually coming onto the podcast yesterday. As you should know, yesterday, me, Dionysus-sama, plus D&D girl, also known as Sims Girl Gem, actually decided that we'd actually would get together and actually do my first episode of my podcast. Although Dionysus-sama was the first one there, but then D&D girl and Omega Katana actually also showed up. So I appreciate you guys actually coming on to a podcast. It really means so much to me, and we actually need more voices to actually per se. Hang on a second, I just gotta get. There we go. But anyway, I'm actually planning on starting my podcast as a way to actually combat these SJWs and their methods of actually trying to cancel people because they like anime or anime promotes pedophilia. Don't freaking give me that crap. Well, looks like we got ourselves a guest. Hold on just a second. D&D girl.
Hello!
Thanks for actually coming on to the podcast there yesterday.
You're welcome.
I
told you I changed my username, and it's because I found this awesome picture in Google Images of a humanoid version of Lumpy Space Princess.
Oh, nice. Hey, Plague Knight, what's up, man? Doing pretty good. Besides, we're just actually discussing about, our the podcast I was actually doing yesterday.
Oh yeah, plug.
Oh crap! I totally forgot about that. I'm gonna have to go grab it real quick and add into the thingy there. Give me a sec. I just gotta find it on Twitter first.
Well,
sure,
I did my thing for the day because you said let's make sure to mention it in the thing. So plug.
Alrighty then. I am. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now, and hopefully you're still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good, because I am gonna copy this here. Try clicking share right now, and copy to clipboard. So yeah. Anyway, guys, for anyone who's actually curious about this is episode 1. I do apologize in advance if the audio might be a little bit scuffed towards the end, but I was dealing with freaking what I want to do there, Wi-Fi connection issues.
I actually decided to watch some Adventure Time yesterday after I found the picture of the humanoid lumpy space princess, and watching her and her species, it's like, how the hell is a character and their species supposed to be purposely obnoxious more tolerable than SJWs?
Basically, Lumpy Space Princess is just, sure, she might be annoying, but, she's actually also voiced by a dude.
Yeah, but that's what I love about. That's something I love. Like with Bob's Burgers, Louise is the only female character in the family that's not voiced by a guy.
Yeah, I know.
And I know there are people who would say, "Well, how does that work?" I mean, you'd have to be wondering if they were guys when I'm like, actually, I know a lot of deep pitched women. Heck,
Yeah,
I've been told that with a little tweaking, I sound like a little boy.
oh, excuse me. But yeah,
Of course, they do get women to do adolescent boy characters like Phil and Tommy from Rugrats.
yeah. And basically, they usually have like other women doing male characters from anime as well, like Naruto, Luffy. That's just to name a few.
Yeah, but with those, it's not really surprising when you look at the voice actors in Japan who are also women. Those are the it just makes sense in my opinion in that case. Then you get the characters that they get actual guys to do it in America, but when you go back to Japan, like Edward Elric, nothing against Vic. I love Vic. I think he did a good job as Ed, but it's so bizarre listening to the original Japanese and it's this high voice and stuff, and then you hear Vic and it's like, whoa, puberty hit Ed like a sack of bricks.
Yeah, I really love Vic too, but I'm also gonna try to actually include that. I mean, the vickspiel in a podcast episode. I know that's actually really gonna freaking piss off some of these SJWs.
What my only question is, aside from wanting to complain, why would they listen to a podcast that they wouldn't like? Only to complain about they don't agree with me. They are part of the hive mind.
No, they're part of the hive mind. We're just actually red pill.
That's what
You
I'm
see,
saying. We're not part of the hive mind. We're not just blindly like, oh, Captain Marvel is good because it's a female lead. No, no. In fact, I've made it clear the only way I would see Captain Marvel 2 is if Monica, who appeared in WandaVision, punched her in the eye and gave her a good shiner.
or even better, freaking Alita from Alita Battle Angel, freaking just beating the crap out of her.
Still selling at my local Walmart while they've basically dropped Captain Marvel to $2 to try and get rid of it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dab.
I mean, I watch dumpster diving videos because there there is a good point, like most of the times they'll show the dumpster divers finding food that's not going to even be expired for like 6 more months, and it's like, why wouldn't you give that to like a homeless shelter or something, and it's like, nope, we just throw it out because we got to bring in the new stock. But they were looking through the dumpster at a GameStop and they found a bunch of Ruby Funko Pops that were a penny. People were
Wow.
so pissed at Rooster Teeth, they didn't even want to drop a penny for a Ruby Funko.
Oh, dude, seriously. That's how freaking messed up like freaking Rooster Teeth is. They only want to freaking pander to the BLM people, the Antifas, the freaking all this and that. They want to pander to the left, but instead, when they pander to the left, they actually give the fans the middle finger.
I'm gonna send the link to Ed Killa, see if he can get on, and I'm gonna share the link on Twitter. Okay.
More power to you. I mean, basically, I would love to actually hear other people's opinions and stuff. And I'm actually, for my next episode, I'm probably going to do a scripted solo episode talking about
what is that beeping? I always hear the beeping.
I have no idea. But
well, I've sent the link to Ed Killa, and I posted it on Twitter. So now we wait and see if anyone clicks it.
Okay, well, anyway, let's just hope it actually works. And like I said, for my second episode, I'm going to talk about as a scripted solo episode. My goal is to actually talk about is fan service in anime considered, and I quote, misogyny.
I really hate the fact that lesbians and bisexual women just become unicorns when it comes to big tits. Like, we don't exist because we gotta basically blame only the men for there being fan service, and it's like, fuck you, I like big tits.
Yeah, I mean, I actually respect you, and I know that you're bisexual and all. At least you don't actually freaking bash people over the head, with your sexuality. But, at least be proud of who you are.
But that's that's really the only problem I have with the new design of She-Hulk. I could accept her being super muscular if she had some tits. When you don't have her with tits, she looks like Bruce Banner in drag.
Exactly. I mean, basically, the thing about She-Hulk is she actually freaking what do I want to say there? When she actually got the gamma blood from Bruce, it actually brought her inner femininity.
Oh, but we can't have that because potato women will get self-conscious that an attractive woman is on screen.
Oh, basically, they just want to freaking body shame all the beautiful women out there.
Yeah, look, I'm all for body positivity, but when you're basically making women who are what traditionally was attractive feel bad about looking the way they do, you're basically no better than the people who are like, hey, if you don't have big tits and a small waist, you're nothing. You're basically doing the same thing to these women that was done to you.
Exactly, but
I can't stand hypocrites.
Exactly. Neither can I, because A, it's actually disrespectful to people. Who the hell are you to judge? And C, just let people have their own damn way with certain things. I mean, people should actually learn to make their own decisions.
Well, like I've seen the potato people, as I'm gonna call them. They're not regular people to me, because if you're gonna judge someone for being skinny, you are not a regular person. You're a fucking potato person. But I've seen the potato people basically go after skinny girls for dressing like rose quartz, which if if you've watched Steven Universe, you find out Rose technically wasn't a fat girl because she was Pink Diamond, who was a skinny, tall girl. But the point is, any skinny girls who dress like Rose Quartz or like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, were shamed saying, "You're not fat, you shouldn't dress that way." And I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch. Bitch, I bet you if you dressed like Orihime from Bleach and someone said, "You're fat, you're not supposed to be Orihime," you'd be shrieking like a banshee about it. I can't stand hypocrites, and if you ever do that in my presence, I'm gonna hit you.
And I'll actually just, sit back and laugh my ass off if I ever saw that.
Because in my opinion, if a character relates to you and stuff, you should be able to cosplay that character. Doesn't matter if you're fat or what have you, black, white, whatever. If the character speaks to you, you should be allowed to dress as that character. And it drives me nuts when people are like, "Oh, well, you're not the right skin tone, or you're not the right weight." And it's like, you assholes, this character relates to them somehow. Like, if I was brave enough to wear a Sailor Moon costume, I would definitely dress as Sailor Moon, because she was someone I always wish I had a friend as a kid because I was bullied and alone in school.
Okay. Also, Plague Knight actually asks, so between dubs and subs, which one works better for YouTube poop? That's a good question. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. I mean, I do like subs though. I mean,
Does
but
a bridge count as YouTube poop?
yeah, if you want to go down that route.
Well, I'm just asking because if dubs if we're going which works better, if a bridge series count as that, I would say the dubs because you get plenty of gold mine for a bridge. Like how I've brought up that if anyone ever does a Sailor Moon abridged, there needs to be an Alabama joke for Uranus and Neptune because of the American English dub, the first one. I think
Yeah.
they've actually been made lesbian lovers in the newest one.
Well, that's actually a plus. I mean, basically, at least Viz Media actually has and Plague Knight says no, but hey, this is actually a free conversation. I'm not judging here, and all I can say is we're just doing everything we can to make sure that we're trying to actually be like voices of positivity in the anime community because we're tired and we're fed up with all this freaking bullcrap that these leftist SJWs keep pushing on us. Fan
But
services, misogyny. Okay, go ahead.
this is what upsets me about what happened to Ruby after Monty died. I liked the first few seasons that Monty worked on, and when you find out that it was so good that people watching actually asked for the Japanese dubs because they thought it was an actual anime and not something made in America, it just breaks my heart that it's become so. What's the word I'm looking for?
It just actually just drove off a cliff and then basically went downhill from after season 4.
I
I mean,
mean, you
yeah,
think the fact that you know, you know, basically people in America were like, "Hey, can we get this with the original Japanese and some subs over it?" Thinking it was an actual anime would have gotten them to be like, "Okay, let's try and remember what Monty would have done," But no,
exactly.
Monty's dead. Let's pander to the woke. Let's make Bumblebee canon. Oh, and let's fire Vic, despite there's no proof he did anything, just people shrieking he did stuff. And I will say this till the day I die. Once they said, "Oh, we knew for years," I'm like, whether Vic did it or not doesn't matter. I hate you more because you put fans in danger for your own fucking career.
Exactly. And I kind of find that as like a complete slap in the face. Anyways, basically, Plague Knight says, anyways, Ruby should have ended after bullying too, even if it was a cliffhanger. And he's also apologizing, but you didn't do anything wrong. We're actually just, we're just having a wonderful conversation. Anything goes. I mean, this is all the more reason to actually just, sit down and just enjoy ourselves. And
My dog has come up for pets. She always seems to know when I'm talking to people, and she's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be giving me attention." But the minute I'm just watching YouTube or something, she's like, "Don't touch me. I don't want you touching me."
oh god. I mean, basically, that's actually just really cute. I mean, at least she's a good dog.
Yeah, but I'll make clicking noises, which usually has her run to me, and she'll be like, "Yeah, I don't feel like it," and it'll just stay in one spot. But the minute I'm talking to like you or my therapist, because I sometimes Zoom my therapy appointments, she's like, hey, why aren't you paying attention to me?"
Yeah, basically. And also, I just really wanted to actually help share my podcast out with other people because word of mouth can either make or break a product. But the only
This
goals
is
of my
this is true. I mean, Gaia Online, unfortunately, hasn't really been the same since they started putting things like microtransactions and stuff. But when it first started, they basically handed out slips of paper with the websites URL or www.guyonline.com at a con, and then people who went to it started telling their friends, and they told their friends, and so on and so on. And Gaia became popular for a while before they started being like, okay, you want this cool stuff, you're gonna have to pay extra for it.
Yeah, in fact, when you were actually saying that part, I actually was playing a freaking clip of freaking Wade's World when when Wade and Costanza were actually having fun together.
Yeah.
Oh, I just can't seem to get that out of my head now.
Yeah, I love the Wayne's World movies and the skit. Oh, did you see the thing for the anniversary thing of Saturday Night Live?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've actually been even watching the freaking Uber Eats commercial, like with Wayne and Garth.
Yeah, yeah, those are the only enjoyable things of recent years that I enjoy Mike Myers in. And it's just sad.
I know, especially in today's day and age. I mean, people really need to learn to actually, just let comedy be comedy. Don't take everything seriously. And I'm just gonna actually come out and say this. Terminator is actually becoming more and more of a freaking, more of a true story for us.
Oh yeah, someone suggested this as a thing for, well, the newest Terminator movie is so forgettable I keep forgetting the name of it.
Terminator Dark Fate, but we could just call it Terminator Woke Fate because basically they went woke, they went and gone broke.
Yeah, well, someone said, why couldn't you have just had it to where John Connor dies and Sarah Connor, not being able to accept that her son dies, goes back in time to make sure Skynet does happen? Basically, he fades out of existence by die, I mean, because that's the whole thing. How does he still exist considering his father is from the future? So this person suggested she realizes, oh shit, my son doesn't exist if Skynet doesn't happen. So she goes back in time and makes sure it does happen because she decides to be selfish and choose her son over the safety of Earth. And I'm like, that's a lot better than what we got with this, and I would have rathered it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, seriously.
I mean, I watched Doug's recent review because he did Terminator month recently, and it was the one with Christian Bale, where we got the famous audio about him yelling, "Do you want me to trash your lights and stuff?"
Ah.
Family Guy made a joke about it, and by having Peter speak over it every time Christian Bale said something. Do you want me to wreck your lights? No, I don't want you to wreck my lights.
Oh God. I
But,
mean, okay,
but,
go ahead.
but, because Doug does skits and stuff, he actually brought up a good point. But because the whole thing of that movie is you have a Terminator that's basically like the one from 2 that's, basically on the resistance side. And that Terminator says, "Take my heart to save John Connor." And and the actors playing the fans who are complaining about it are like, why not just keep the Terminator alive? He knows everything that needs to be done to stop Skynet, and he's a lot more interesting than this version of John Connor. And then, and one of them says, "Oh my God, are we writing a better story than the people in Hollywood?" And the narrator, if I'm remembering correctly, says, "Fuck you."
That's
And
one
and then
thing.
Doug says that it was actually going to turn out. I mean, this is kind of horrifying to think about, but apparently they were going to skin John Connor after he died and put his skin on the Terminator so that the resistance would, still have hope and stuff. stuff, and we'd still have the thing of John Connor as the leader who eventually has to send his father back in time to save his mother and stuff. And I'm like, I would have rather that ending. Why didn't we get that ending?
Yeah, it's just creepy. But Plague Knight also brings up another good point. The real reason why, not gonna lie, the real reason why I left Sony is because, I got everything I wanted out of them. New IPs from Gorilla and Sucker Punch, an IBP 3D platformer, a Kratos redemption arc, and an ending for Nathan Drake.
I'm not gonna lie, the only time I ever had a PlayStation, my brother had the PlayStation 1 and we had a game called Pandemonium that I liked. But the only time I ever had a Sony product was when my dad didn't want to get me a GameCube because of course I'm kind of grateful to him now once we saw how bad the GameCube sold. But I wanted a GameCube for a couple games, one of them being Pokemon. And he got me a PlayStation 2 because it was cheaper. And the only game, I got a couple other games, but the only game I ever played on the PlayStation 2 my dad got me was Kingdom Hearts. And unless Sony gets some better games without censoring shit, I'm probably never going to buy another Sony product again because I'd rather, at this point, just watch a Let's Play of any future Kingdom Hearts games after 2.
Seconded, because I'm sick and tired of Sony actually freaking censoring the crap out of anime games or Japanese media in general, including anime. Since they actually own freaking Funimation. And luckily, the Justice Department actually decided to step in and actually do like an antitrust thing for freaking the merger between Crunchyroll and Funimation. Snip right down the middle.
I think a lot of us as anime fans should pull whatever we can together and open our own company and hire people like Vic just so we can try and prevent Sony from having a monopoly on anime.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if I could actually start like a GoFundMe for it, so that way we can actually start our own business and our own dubbing studio, I would definitely look to actually hire Vic and stuff like that because we actually need or
Plus,
like
unlike Funimation, who keeps using the same raggedy ass voiced women for high school girls, but they don't sound like high school girls anymore because they're too old, you could actually inject new life into anime dubs.
agreed because basically as much as I actually really like Monica before she actually became the conniving bitch that she is today, or Jamie, before she became a heifer. Not apologizing for that.
No, Jamie Marchi, and I don't care if it's pronounced Marky, she doesn't get the dignity of her name being said right after what she did is a fucking bitch. She's a fucking bitch, and I am sorry, but I am not supporting a woman who, according to a comment on a YouTube video for people of Reddit who have met jerk celebrities, which, if you can even call her famous, considering voice acting is kind of like a zit on the ass of entertainment. But according to the comment, 4 people left that were waiting to get stuff signed by her. And because her time was up, she was like, "Nope, I'm leaving. I want to go get a beer or something," and left 4 people with stuff unsigned. And I'm like, it was only 4 people. I can understand maybe 10 people. It's like, I really don't want to be here that long, but 4 people, 4 people.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, at least Vic actually cares about his fans.
Yeah, I actually remember a con. I wanted to wait until the line shortened a little for Vic's signing, and if I had known at the time that he was someone who wouldn't leave until everyone got their thing signed, I'd have ignored the guy when he said, "Sorry, we're not doing it, letting any more people in." I'd have gotten in line and been like, "Fuck you! I know Vic. He will wait until everyone is signed but I missed out on getting an autograph that one con because of it. But if I had known at the time, I'd have gotten in line because, unlike everyone else, even though his handlers will be like, Vic, you need to go somewhere else, and he's like, I'm not leaving till I sign everyone's stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense because basically, at least Vic cares about his fans. I mean,
Johnny
just
cares
like
about his fans too. The
exactly.
man will take the Captain Jack Sparrow costume and will go to the hospitals, not as a publicity stunt just to make people happy and pretend to be Jack Sparrow for the kids. Also,
I,
funny
yeah,
thing I found out recently. People who like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride are disappointed that Disney won't let Johnny come and stand in the ride anymore. And it's like, hey Disney, this kind of seems like something that would make people be like, well, why the fuck do I want to pay for a ticket to Disneyland? Maybe get your heads out of your ass and ignore the woke people who are defending someone who has been proven to be an abuser.
or the fact that that these same people actually had freaking Gina Carano fired. I not forgive freaking Disney for that crap. I
I
mean,
like I like this meme someone made where you have the angry feminist drawing saying women should be allowed to say what they think, and then the next thing it's Gina Carano, and then you have the bald guy with the red eyes and tears screaming, "Not like that!" And it's like, oh, it's only okay when they speak like the hive mind, but the minute they deviate from the hive mind, they're a problem. You
yep,
fucking hypocrites.
exactly. Yeah. No, besides, I got another parry here. Uh, put some socks on. My feet are getting cold.
Okay, I posted the link, but you might want to post the link yourself saying you're doing a stream because no one's bitten yet.
Okay, hold on. I just gotta freaking go jump back on Twitter over on the crappy Bird app.
Well, unfortunately, things like Patriot was taken out by the woke.
Oh Jesus Christ! This is why I freaking hate freaking social media.
I'm
I mean,
wondering if the woke realize, hey, we won't be able to make people look like villains if they go here. We gotta stop it. Because
and
let's be honest, Twitter will officially become an echo chamber if there was somewhere else for people like us to go, and thus there'd be no one for them to claim that they're problematic and stuff, and then they'd have to turn on each other, you know?
yeah, the left actually cannibalizes itself. Let's just say that. Hang on, I gotta freaking just give me a sec. Just gotta freaking let people know. Right, hold on, hold on. I gotta freaking there we go. I had to re-get the okay. The stream now. 2, 3, there. Hang on, I'm actually still trying to get it set up, so I'm gonna signal boost it if possible.
I mean,
there we go.
I mean, it's like the puffy buns thing from Animal Crossing. Nintendo is not going to tell people that if you're not a certain skin tone, you can't wear the hairstyle. Nintendo's going to be like, okay, we're going to take that hairstyle out. Now no one gets to use it because you had to whine about someone's character avatar not being black.
And it's like you said, basically, the Cornrows, they actually were started by the Vikings. Basically, it's actually not really cultural appropriation because it actually evolves over the generations from different cultures.
And then they chewed out a artist that I followed during the fiasco because he made a good drawing showing that every culture has their own version of the buns. Japanese girl with the Odango buns. We see
Oh yeah,
something for Native Americans, the obvious Afro puffs. And it was basically saying it's not that unique. And I'm sorry, but until Nintendo gives another version of that particular hairstyle, it's free for anyone to use. And if I'm not showing you my game, what the fuck do you care if my character is wearing fucking buns?
yeah, exactly.
I
And
actually posted a picture of my character wearing the buns to spite people because it's like you're gonna tell me I can't wear this hairstyle? Yeah, I'm gonna wear it, post a picture to spite you. I never had an interest in the hairstyle until you had to be like, this is for black people. You're not supposed to use that. And notice how it's mostly white people complaining about this, and most of the black people are like, we don't really care.
exactly, people just need to actually step off and let people be outraged over something and then get the hell over it. But instead, they just want a white knight, virtue signal, and all this freaking bullcrap.
And I'm sorry. I am going to stand up for every Japanese artist that I see if you ruin their art and say that they're racist because they're Japanese, that's not dark skinned. Because it's like, wow, you are a fucking asshole. Now we all know what would have happened if this artist had drawn a black character and you painted him white. We know what would have happened there.
The whitewasher would have actually freaking got blasted.
Thankfully, Pearl got blasted for what she did to Suki's picture of Knuckles.
And she also got blocked before she actually freaking yeeted her account.
Yeah, and then something about Ninja Muffin. I don't know who that is, but apparently this wasn't the first time she did this shit. So
God.
it's like obviously this girl can't learn because she's done this shit before.
Exactly. I mean, it just freaking pisses me off that people actually have to, destroy a certain person's artwork. I mean, don't get me wrong, other redrawing artists and stuff, but freaking making a character freaking huge when they're actually, not really that supposed to be huge. Like Z Fix's art. Oh God. That's just.
You mean that girl who basically made everyone one potato people?
Yes, that one.
And then she got pissy when someone decided to draw an anime version of her avatar. And it's like, oh, didn't you say it was okay for people to fix others' art? I mean, I'll admit the whole porn version someone did was kind of a bit much, but it's like, no, you're not allowed to throw a fit about your thing being fixed when you fix art.
Exactly. But
I
here's the
don't
thing.
play rules for thee, damn it. I don't play that.
No, the rules actually have to be applied to everyone to actually make it fair. Basically, the rules for thee, but not for me, is actually
This is
irritating.
this is what annoys me about like a couple years back when they were thinking of doing a Blade series. You know, Blade the Vampire Hunter. And they said, "Oh, he's
Yeah,
gonna
I know
be
about that.
Muslim.
I've actually
He's gonna be Muslim." And I'm like, you actually do have a Muslim character from the X-Men that you could easily do a series or a movie about. Why do you got to make Blade Muslim? Why not use an existing Muslim in your catalog? And she's a woman. So that hits another check mark. You think they'd be like, "Hey,
basically
wait a minute, let's use this because it's a woman and she's Muslim." But no, let's just make Blade Muslim.
seriously, I freaking hate I hate how like Disney and Marvel have actually gotten these days. Freaking ridiculous.
I mean, I remember when I first saw Dusk, because that's her code name, in one of the X-Men series. I think it was Wolverine and the X-Men. And I'm like, I would love to see more of this character. I would love to see her in an X-Men movie or her own movie, her own show. And yet, Wolverine and the X-Men is the only place I've ever seen her besides the comics. And it annoys me because it's like, this character is very interesting to me. I want to see more of this character. And instead of being like, hey, let's use this character if we want to bring awareness to, people who are Muslim and stuff. No, let's make Blade Muslim. And it's like, you're just proving that you don't believe this character can make it. So you're trying to take characters that are already popular and make them what they aren't. Like Iceman being gay. Don't get me wrong, I do want more representation for the community, but it's like, I want a new character. I don't want, oh, here's a character who's obviously been straight since the womb, aka conception of the character, reskinned as gay. I'm like, no, I want a new character. If we gotta have it linked to Iceman, make it his sister or something, you know?
Also, Play Night actually brings out something. He says it would benefit not just the gamers, but also PlayStation, not Sony stuff, like the Nathan Drake collection on Switch, which should make a lot of money, and Kratos can be in Smash. Oh man, if Kratos were in Smash, I think freaking Smash community would be in freaking disarray.
Yeah, but how many people would be trying to recreate that animated short someone made of Mario's racist?
Oh god.
You're not Nintendo, you're Pretendo. And then you got Knuckles saying, I don't want no trouble, sir. Go back to your own console. I haven't had my own console in years.
Oh god. I mean, basically the things that we could get away with back in the day. I mean, before freaking political correctness actually freaking reared its ugly head.
The, this is why I like Luce from the Owl House, because it's been revealed early on she's bisexual and Amity is a lesbian. It's none of this, let's wait till the end of the series crap to reveal it. Reveal it like they did with Korra and Asami. And it's like, this came right the fuck out of nowhere. No hints or anything. And I don't care what anyone says about Bubblegum and Marceline from Adventure Time. At least you knew they had a relationship, even if it was only platonic at the time in the past. So them getting together at the end at least made a lot more sense than Korasami.
Exactly. But they just want to freaking hit the check boxes, and that crap just needs to freaking stop. First,
Yeah,
my first.
but I've had people be like, well, why are you okay with Bubblegum becoming canon and not Korasami? And I'm like, because we've seen Bubblegum interact throughout the series with Marceline, and we find out that they had a relationship. Whether it was romantic or platonic, we don't know, but we at least found out they had a relationship. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Bubblegum kept a t-shirt, even if it was just to sleep in, that Marceline gave her, and even traded said shirt to get Marceline's teddy bear that was the only thing she had to remember her version of Simon, who was a better father than Hudson Aberdeen.
So true. I mean, seriously, why can't people learn to actually just, if they want to actually make something, they should just make it themselves, not just try to change it,
That's
because,
another reason why anime is beating out everything, because they actually make sure relationships and stuff are built up, not just oh yeah, and these two are gay now for each other.
yeah, and here's a little fun fact. It turns out that, Monty the original creator of Ruby, actually wanted to actually make Bumblebee canon, but he actually wanted to actually build it up, try to actually build trust between Blake and Yang. But somehow in that connection, it just got freaking shoved right in. You know, relationships actually need to be built on trust. As long as there's trust between the two characters, here and there, try to help each other out, try to build it up, and then we actually get the moment where, it becomes canon.
I'll admit, I like Lucidity, which is the ship name for Amity and Luz in the Owl House, but it's because you can tell that they're slowly building up their relationship. It started with Amity not liking Luz, but when she started seeing that Luz is actually working to try and be good at magic and stuff, Amity started respecting Luz, because for Amity, if you're a hard worker, in her opinion, she likes that because she's a hard worker. So Liz, doing the work to try and do magic and stuff, even though she doesn't have the witch bile sac to do it regularly, but can draw glyphs to activate it, impresses Amity. So Amity slowly building a relationship with Luz, started out as rivals, then slowly becoming friends. Then they can become more than that. Is why I like that relationship over things like Korosami, because we actually see them slowly building a relationship.
Exactly, because like I was saying, basically relationships need to be built on trust, and then start off from the bottom, then work your way up, and then when you get to the top, that's when you become lovers.
I mean, this is why if they were to add it to the main series, I'd be okay with Harley ending up with Ivy, because we've seen throughout the comics and some of the series them slowly building up their relationship, with Ivy being like, you really shouldn't go back to the Joker, he treats you awful. I mean, how many times has the Joker almost killed Harley because she accidentally did something to anger him?
True. Excuse
I
me.
mean, they can become lovers, but right now they're more friends. And Ivy is basically a thing of, I'm scared you're gonna get killed, and I'm begging you, please don't go back to him. And she's not basically, tying Harley up and locking her in the closet, saying, you will stay there until you realize you shouldn't go back to Joker. She's being like, you really shouldn't go back to him. He's dangerous. You're liable to get killed. But she knows that in the end, it has to be Harley who's like, I really need to stop going back to him. Because you can't force someone to do what you want.
Exactly. It's actually based on how much you actually trust a person. I mean, toxic relationships are just by far one of the most scummiest things in the whole entire world.
Yeah, the Dekugo ship. It's not because it's a gay ship. Believe me, I have several gay ships I like. It's the fact, did you not watch the first few episodes and see how Bakugo treats Izuku?
Yeah, exactly. because he actually always freaking was disrespectful. He always actually freaking beat it on him. He always beat it on him, and he always had that certain freaking rivalry complex between him.
Well, my friend Emma, she's well known, at least on fanfiction.net. She's one of the big names, you could say, for fanfiction writers. She's recently done an isekai, which I help her come up with ideas for some of her stories. But she's done an isekai with Dipper and Mabel, ending up being reborn in My Hero Academia as Izuku's older brothers. Not brothers, older brother and sister. And she has a thing where Mabel's quirk, which is kind of similar to Steven's bubble shield thing, goes and beats a Bakugo without using her quirk. And when Bakugo says, he can't be a hero, he doesn't have a quirk, and she said, but I beat you up without using my quirk. And then Bakugo basically blue screens because he realizes, holy shit, she didn't use her quirk and she was able to beat me up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When I was actually thinking of that whole bubble shield thing, from Steven Universe, I was actually thinking of the new Warrior freaking character Face Space. Oh god.
Well, I suggested that as Mabel's quirk because of the whole hamster ball thing scene from Gravity Falls. And I'm like,
yeah.
Let's be honest, that'd be something Mabel would love, to have her very own hamster ball that can appear out of nowhere for her to run through,
Oh.
Earthquake!
I was actually trying to get my phone and basically... Oh, there we go.
Is anyone wanting to join yet?
No, not yet. Besides, it's just us two right now, and I don't know where Matt is. I just hope that Matt can join us soon.
I know, but it's just weird for it to just be us two. There's always at least one more person,
I know. It's usually either 4 of us at best, but for now it's just the 2 of us, and hopefully, if if we can make it to freaking another hour or so, we can actually have more people on. But that's just my personal thing. I just kind of did this off the fly here, and I just wanted to.
But
go ahead.
Going back to the story, I also suggested it because if you watched Steven Universe Future, you see Steven does a boxing glove things with his bubbles. And I'm like, well, fans like to headcanon that Mabel learns boxing and stuff, so boxing gloves would be something that would make sense for her. We also agreed that her bubble shield would be immune to Shigaraki's thing. However, since Shigaraki has to be the evil asshole he is, Emma basically had it to where Shigaraki's like, okay, I can't use my quirk. I'm going to use this bubble to punch her in the head. And Mabel goes down like a bag of bricks.
Ooh.
And the quirk turns off because of that. But it's like, well, it makes sense. I mean, it's just keeping him from eroding stuff. It doesn't mean he can't, get physical.
True, but here's the thing. Most villains actually have a triggering point because basically nobody starts off evil. In order for someone to actually become evil, they actually trigger something just makes them just lash out.
She also has another story where she has an OC villain that can awaken someone's past life memories, rebirth and stuff. Izuku in that story is Sanji from One Piece. So basically, even if Izuku hadn't gotten one for all, he'd still be Banff because he would have gotten the techniques Sanji knew in his past life. There's also a scene where when Izuku admits in his past life that he used his birthday suit or whatever it's called to peep on women. It cuts to Ninetta saying, I feel a disturbance of the force.
Oh,
There's even a thing where, because whoever is awakened by the villain's quirk, as it's called, will have conversations with their past selves. So you have a scene where the boys are like, "We want to see the girls in their bathing suits." So you have Izuku like, "No, I don't want to do that to the girls." And then you have Sanji like, "But they're in their bathing suits. It's not like they're naked." He's like, "Yes, but it's rude." And all of a sudden Izuku passes out because he's arguing with himself. And then OC character that turns out to be Tony Stark's reincarnation says, "If you try to do this to him again, I'm gonna have my AI Aiko post all your internet history online for everyone to see." So that's what keeps Mineta and Kaminari from trying to get Izuku to join in pervy stuff again. But I made a it may or may not become canon within that story, but I made a comment about if you look at Shigaraki, she also has an OC character that's Sirius Black. Reawakened, his quirk allows him to turn into a humanoid dog, as a reference to Sirius being able to turn into a dog in the Harry Potter universe. Also, Bellatrix Lestrange, Sirius Black's cousin, is awakened. Her reincarnation was a hero before being awoken, so now turned to villainy because, let's be honest, Bellatrix would not be someone who'd be like, "Oh yes, I want to protect people." But anyway, I made a comment about how if you look at Shigaraki compared to Harry Shigaraki is basically what probably would have happened if Harry had taken Voldemort's deal in Sorcerer's Stone. And it's like, and she was like, "Oh my god, that would be a great thing if Shigaraki were to be accidentally reawakened as Harry, because Harry basically fought so hard not to be like that, despite he had every right considering his abusive family and stuff. But th- this would this would be perfect as a thing for the story, especially if Harry was like, "The universe hates me, doesn't it?" They decided to make it to where I agreed to join Voldemort. Yes, it's not Voldemort, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
And and then Emma made a good point that if Shigaraki were awakened as Harry, he'd have a dislike for All Might between what he did to Izuku at first, saying without a quirk you can't be a pro hero and stuff. But I explained, oh god, if he were to find out that the reason Shigaraki pretty much had to deal with abuse is because All Might followed Nana's wishes and never went back to see what happened to her son. It'd basically be like Harry Potter, where Harry is basically abused, and it's like, you knew what was happening to me. Why did you leave me with those people?
It's complicated. Besides, there's some tough decisions that people need to learn to actually make, and there's an old saying: actions have consequences, and whether or not you should actually live with said consequences.
Yeah, but there were wards around Petunia's house, and Albus is like, "Oh, the boy will be safe here. Anyone trying to cause the boy harm will be disintegrated." And he has to live with blood relatives, and it's like, yes, but these wards don't exactly help if he's always at risk of getting his head broken by like a frying pan and stuff by his own family.
True.
I mean, you might as well have given him as an infant to the Death Eaters. They'd have probably made the death quicker.
What's that?
Permanent labor.
Oh. Well, anyway, let's continue where we left off because my uncle just walked in.
But the only the only reason I can forgive Dudley is because of the fact Dudley was a child, and if you think about it, he was in a sense abused too, because and his parents trying to show Harry, yeah, we don't love you, we don't want you here. They basically hurt their son by overfeeding him and stuff just to show, yeah, we'll never love you like we love our son, you know?
That's why I kind of actually can't stand like, the child abuse. It's actually just disgusting.
I've actually told people this, and they're like, Dudley wasn't spoiled, he got everything he wanted. And I'm like, yeah, and until the third book, he was a fat butterball. It wasn't until his school was like, he needs to go on a diet that they started feeding him right. Basically, the only reason Dudley was fat is because his parents were trying to show Harry, we don't want you here. We want you gone. So we're showing why you don't deserve to be here, you know? Which kind of fucked Dudley up because you know that poor kid probably didn't learn right from wrong until he went to his secondary school at Smeltings, you know?
Yeah.
I actually know why Petunia didn't want Harry there, is because he wanted to go to Hogwarts and Hogwarts wouldn't take her. And that's what he went to.
Yeah. Yeah, my uncle's actually a bit of a Harry Potter fan himself, and that would explain why she didn't like. Also, Late Night actually brings up another good point. Personally, I always thought an isekai world is an alternate reality for the normal universe.
Well, technically, that is true. I mean, Harry Potter and My Hero Academia are examples of that. It's our world, except in the Harry Potter universe, it's magic exists, and in the My Hero Academia universe, it's
Quirks.
superpowers have become a thing. Yeah.
And I'm actually still working on my Anarchy of Anime fan fiction, where it talks about like if this is like in an alternate universe where like humans and anime characters live in a coexistence with each other. But it
Oh,
turns
kind of
out
like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing?
yes, exactly. But here's the thing. Some freaking ruthless, like, let's just say a ruthless, like, cult leader who calls himself the Messiah decided one day to actually capture all the world leaders and actually declared that freaking anime was to be deemed illegal. And
Please make
basically,
sure you link me when that's done. I want to read it.
I will, and I'll actually freaking DM it to you via Twitter. Because also it is SYOC, so basically, if you want to actually be part of the action, I mean, basically, I'm actually portraying myself as like, the anarchist leader, of course. And
So,
what's up? Okay, go ahead.
so that means if I asked, I could have you let me fight alongside like All Might or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Because
basically, I've done it jokingly when it comes to people who who are basically jerks and stuff, saying that guys and stuff only like anime. I'm like, I'm a girl and I can crush you with one butt cheek. That's my power. I use my weight. Maybe I won't crush someone's head with one butt cheek, but I can make them pass out from asphyxiation by me just sitting on their head. That is
oh
my superpower.
yeah, basically, I gotta say, I've actually really done so much with it. I mean, right now I'm in the New York arc. Basically, I'm trying to actually liberate New York, and then after that, I'm going to go to DC and try to actually retake the capital and try to
But
rebuild our country.
also, sorry for clearing my throat. throat because of the weather recently. The pollen is flying everywhere, so the flower babies are trying to kill me.
Freaking allergies. I understand. It's really ridiculous.
So that's why I'm throughout
Yeah.
the thing. I'm trying not to, but it's like, oh God, it's draining into my throat. It's draining into my throat. If I don't do something, I'm going to end up throwing up because it's going to, cause the gag reflex.
Oh God, yeah. And freaking having mucus in your lungs is actually pretty freaking bad too.
But
Yeah.
despite my weight, I'm actually pretty active. I walk my dog several times a day. I bike. I'm going to add swimming to my regimen for summer because if I just do walking and biking, I'm liable to die from heat stroke.
Yeah, I totally understand. Besides, I'm just looking forward to actually visiting Texas in May.
But I'm still anguished. As I told you, I couldn't come to the last thing because of a gynecology appointment. I'm anguished because I still haven't lost weight, but there's a silver lining in that I'm still the same weight I've been for several months. But
Yeah,
I'm still anguished because I'm basically trying to kill myself to lose weight, and I'm still the same weight.
yeah. I've actually had a lot of crap actually dealing with my issues as well. I mean, take a look at me. I'm actually freaking. Well, I'm a little oversized, but I'm trying to actually freaking lose some weight as well. Try to keep myself active. But with the freaking coronavirus, I mean the coup, freaking.
Well,
I say,
thankfully, I live in basically a country like area. I mean, we basically have a cow field where beef cattle are raised next door to our neighborhood.
yeah,
But
all about on the
but
stick.
I would like to, if possible, be a character that fights alongside All Might or one of the other heroes of My Hero Academia. I don't want to do DBZ because holy hell, that training is scary.
Yo, Geek Hero Bubba, hang on, dude. If you actually want to be a part of the conversation, I'm gonna leave a comment. If you want to jump in and come join us, hold on a second. Go, and there you go. Basically, if you just want to join in and be a part of the conversation, you're more than welcome to join in.
Though I will say this, if you were to allow a character version of me in your story, please let my character slap All Might and say, that's for being a hypocrite and telling Izuku he can't be a hero. Because we
Yeah,
know All Might was quirkless, and I'm sorry, even with fictional characters, I can't tolerate hypocrites.
yeah, yeah. Probably might actually have to add it in there. But yeah, you're just gonna have to give me the deets, be it the story or whatnot, because I actually really would love to actually add other characters in there as well. Hang on, we got another guest. I think it might be it's Kikiro Bubba. Hang on, dude. Here we go.
Hey, Bubba.
Howdy. What's up?
What's going on?
No, I'm at work. I was supposed to get off at 8. I'm still here till noon. But
Oh,
it's a pretty day out at least.
yeah, that's a plus. Besides,
What?
So what are we talking about today?
oh, I was actually like I was saying, I was talking about actually, starting my podcast yesterday. I'm calling it Talking.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was
Yeah,
actually yeah, go ahead.
I changed my name on Anchor. My name was what my YouTube thing is I don't know why. I guess it's linked to my Google. I don't know. But I changed it after I found a lumpy human version of Lumpy Space Princess. So now my thing is Chubby Space Princess.
That's great.
Yeah, but like I said, I wanted to actually, start a podcasting, try to actually bring more anime fans into the fandom with people trying with the mindset that people should learn to respect anime.
Hey, maybe Hollywood will actually listen if your podcast becomes popular enough.
Oh, Hollywood don't listen to anything.
Please wants to know, hey D&D girl, can you link your YouTube channel?
Oh. I mean, I haven't posted anything in a while. I think maybe one of the last things I posted was a comic dub I did of someone's comic.
But I mean, like look at it like this. I mean, both my YouTube channel and my freaking podcast, they're pretty much little side projects for me to do because I want to help heal the anime community or rebuild it through positivity. I want to have
I actually looked at my YouTube account recently, and I have 250 something followers. I'm like, who are you people?
Most of them probably came from here.
Because, I mean, I actually tried to become an MLP reviewer at one point, but I got so many negative comments about my theory about Fluttershy's parents possibly being Wonderbolts. We eventually see her parents, and they're nothing like what I thought might be possible. But
Yo, what's up?
Joker.
Yo, what's up in the flesh?
It's basically that meme where you see the pink blobby thing.
But not too much flesh.
Where you see the pink blobby thing in a box and you put whatever over it to make the meme work, but the blobby thing goes to leave the box and someone punches it and they go back in saying never again. I got so many negative comments on that MLP theory video that it was like that meme, and I'm the pink blob coming out of the box saying, maybe I could do theories and stuff on My Little Pony. Your stuff is crap and you should die. And I go back in the box going, never again.
But anyway, just don't listen to the haters because basically those people do not care about what people think. They just want you to actually think a certain way. But people should actually have the right to enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Well, I get people who are looking at the dub I did of that particular comic someone drew. And I've even pinned a message just to try and keep people from asking me, but at least once a month, it's always, where's this skeleton character that appeared after this comic was made? Where's that one? And it's like, this comic, did you look at the date of when I posted this video? If you did, you'd know that these characters obviously did not exist at the time, because the person who drew the comic has this thing called Boneheads, where she takes fictional skeleton characters like Louis from Mystery Skulls and Jack Skellington and have them meet up at Manny's bar from, damn it, it's a Lucasfilm game.
Maniac Mansion?
No. He's a Grim Reaper. His name's Manny.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about.
But all these skeleton characters, including Brooke from One Piece, meet up at Manny's bar to have drinks and stuff, and they're called the Boneheads. So,
yo, Ed, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Ed.
I'm not gonna lie. There's probably a lot of mopping on the floor afterwards.
So,
Yep.
basically, she did a thing because someone asked if the Boneheads would do the skeleton dance from that one Disney short. So, and she actually made a funny thing, but for some reason it wouldn't work when I posted it for my video maker thing. So I had to apologize to her about it not working, but it's one of my popular videos, but every time it's where's this skeleton girl character from Ukulele, and I'm like, this came out before Ukulele, and no one looks at my pinned comment or the date when the video was posted, and it's always where's insert name here, the skeleton. I even got someone
What
asking
you?
about
Yeah.
I even got someone asking about Hector at one point from Coco. I'm like,
You're expecting people to read?
yeah, I apologize to someone because I finally
Don't read.
snapped when someone asked me about yet another character that came into existence after the comic was made, and they apologized and said they didn't mean to upset me, and I felt bad afterwards because it's like, because I said I posted a comment. Because I got tired
Whoa.
of where's this character, where's that character, because I refused to look at the date of when the video came out.
Sorry about that. I was trying to get my phone charging, and basically I kind of minimized the freaking stream here, and then basically I had to freaking jump back on. Ugh.
Sorry for the rant. It's just that, seriously, it's not that hard to look at a date of a video to see why a character didn't show up.
Oh, no. Basically, this is our little, get together, a little powwow. If we actually need to vent and get some steam out, I mean, you're more than welcome to actually, get a little rant going. Basically, you're just you have the right to actually vent any issues you have.
And then because I have a link to the original artist's thing, you think they'd be like, let me go ask the artist instead of the person who did the dub of their comic. But no, it's always towards me, and it's like, they came out after the comic was made. Go ask the author why she didn't go ask the artist why she didn't add them, so she can pretty much be like me and say these characters came out after I made this comic.
It's common sense. I mean, people don't really use it nowadays, especially the freaking Puritans and SJWs, because A, freaking SJWs lack common sense. B, they only rely on outrage. And C, do these people ever actually, use their thing called a brain? No, apparently not.
And I feel bad for her. Her username on Tumblr, yes, she uses Tumblr, but she's not like the crazies, just to let you know. But her username on Tumblr is Atome Cat, like atomic, only no C. And she's gotten to where she says, look, if you want more Boneheads comics, you're gonna have to pay me on Patreon, because she's gotten to where she does characters that she's created for like Bendy and the Ink Machine or Cuphead.
Oh, dude. I've actually played Cuphead. I mean, I'm still having a freaking hard time playing that game. I mean, that game is just super freaking hard, even if it's actually on basic.
Yes, but I'm sure you've at least got it to level 1, unlike dumbass who couldn't get past the tutorial level that was basically telling you how to do everything.
That was funny. That was hilarious to see.
And then him saying it's too hard, and I'm like, the directions are right there.
It's right there. Directions right there. A kid can do it better. Oh wait, we meaned it to death. That was funny.
Again, expecting people to read.
Yes. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I'm
That's
No,
I'm
not
waiting on that because
my youngest nephew of my sister's kids, because I forgot my brother also has a son who would technically be my youngest nephew if I use nephew in a general term. But my sister's, it's her stepson, but I consider him my nephew. He was able to get past the tutorial level in 5 minutes.
yeah, basically that's just
Meanwhile,
the
this
thing.
guy, it's taking he does it for 30 minutes before rage quitting. I'm like, directions were right there. Oh my god, if I ever meet you, I'm gonna ask if you ate lead paint as a kid.
Oh, he probably had it. He probably had it sprinkled in his soup by his parent or legal guardian.
And also, I have something to say though. Speaking of people not wanting to read, did you guys ever talk about the fact that people that watch Marvel movies or DC movies, they don't really read the comics? That's the funny part about all this.
Oh, I read
How
I like the movies, but
like
I also read the comics. That's why I pointed out that the only reason WandaVision was WandaVision is because they hadn't introduced the X-Men yet, so they couldn't use House of M.
yeah,
Well, and that's the thing. They did a pretty good job without the mutant aspect. They have done a pretty good job of making. I was really let down though. I was really let down because they tantalized us with that particular actor and then revealed the secret at the end, and I was really angry. I
It was
I
all along.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not. I was very excited that they had Agatha Harkness in it. But I was pissed off about Quicksilver.
yeah,
I'm just
same.
disappointed they didn't reference the two Darrens from Bewitched or the two Beckys from Roseanne. You could have had both
Yeah.
actors and had one scene with the Fox Quicksilver and then another scene with the MCU Quicksilver as a reference to the two different Darrens they had on Bewitched, since the whole thing of WandaVision was sitcoms. Same with the
Or
Generation.
Yeah.
yeah, or even talked about how he was part of like American Horror Story or something. Like give him some clout. Like give him some clout.
I gotta get the paperwork.
Also, Playboy
I forgot to
actually
grab
brings
it.
up another good point. Marvel died after Endgame. Changed my mind.
I won't.
Nope, not me. Not changing your mind, dude. Basically, I totally agree 100%.
And the only reason Tony Stark died is because Robert Downey Jr. was like, "Look,
Junior
I'm
wanted to
tired of
leave. He
playing
wanted to leave
Tony.
big
I
time.
want to do something else." So Disney's like, "Okay, let's kill off Tony. So unless you want to play
least he did it in
Tony's
an epic
father or
fashion.
something, you can't
Yeah.
come back." Unless they decide to do like the comics and then say, "Oh, we got the Dragon Balls to wish Tony back to life."
Honestly,
Oh,
they should
come
keep him
on.
dead.
That's the
It's
only thing they
best for
haven't
everyone.
had in Marvel yet is the Dragon Balls to bring someone back. They've done
Well,
everything when it comes to bringing someone back from the dead.
Yeah, true.
well, see,
In the
I'm excited because they're saying that they're talking about the Multiverse of Madness, the new Doctor Strange movie, and they're actually saying that Tom Cruise is supposed to be playing one of the Iron Men from another dimension. I want to see that shit.
Don't
I
bring
want
in
to see
Tom
that so
Cruise.
bad.
Don't bring in
Yeah,
Tom
but tell me.
Cruise. He
Well,
ruined the
but
movie.
It kind
well,
of makes
yeah,
it
but
worse
they're
if it
but
is
they're
Tom
they're
Cruise.
talking about him playing the superior Iron Man, the asshole like villain one that had his personality swapped.
Okay,
And
if
I'm
he's the
excited.
villain,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
accept
excited.
it because he is a fucking asshole. Because I saw the Mummy and I didn't like it because it's like, God, why aren't we
No,
focusing on the Mummy? Why are we focusing on fucking Tom Cruise? And it turned out Tom Cruise took the script and basically rewrote it to focus on his character. And I'm like, you're not the Mummy. We're here to see the Mummy,
Uh,
Tom. Tom is basically on my list of people to hit or slap if I ever meet him and say, "You weren't the Mummy. We wanted to see the
well,
Mummy, you
uh,
narcissistic bastard."
at least they got it
well,
right for the Invisible Man. At least they got it right for the Invisible Man. I'll give them credit for that. They made a good movie with the Invisible Man. That was really good.
I like the original Invisible Man movie just because it's funny to riff on.
True, but like
Yeah, did everybody hear about the new Deadpool manga that came out?
Oh yes,
Oh my
I
God,
sold
there's a
comic
manga?
books. Oh
Please
my
tell
god.
me he
Okay.
references that he's in a manga. Please tell me he references it.
Actually, he's seen holding the My Hero Academia manga.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. He's holding My Hero Academia. That
Yup.
was so funny. Okay, puppy.
And the
I'm
funny
gonna
thing
have to
is,
find that now.
yeah, and guess what? It made more money than any Marvel comic known
Or
to
even
man in 2020. That is sad. I'm not gonna lie. That is sad.
on where
This
Well,
is based.
like I keep saying though, until they change the sales model, until they change the way that the sales model on comics, they're really hard to follow. And we're lucky if they come out with them every month, even when they're supposed to. If they would like do 3 issues in one, put a price tag of $10 on it, they could even leave all the ads in there like they normally do, and they could literally make more money if you only had to keep up with the Spider-Man. You only had to keep up with it 4 times a year. Every 3 months you go get the new issue.
Let's be honest. They also need to stop listening to the woke too.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm talking about things that we can actually fix. I've written them. I have left them to the proverbial reprobate mind, to quote the Bible. I have no hope for them. They have completely lost their minds, and it's pretty much over. The doomsday clock has been set to 1 minute to midnight, and we are just waiting for the fallout at this point.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
the
Well
newest
said.
Deadpool movie, I'm gonna see it because I like Deadpool, but I'm hoping that at the beginning Deadpool is gonna be like, since I'm owned by the mouse now I'm gonna try and keep my language clean, and all of a sudden his leg gets lopped off, and he's like, you know what, screw it, son of a.
Like
Yeah.
but seriously, Deadpool, he is like, I'm not even gonna lie, he is OP when it comes to the titles in him. Like, he has a movie, he dated the queen of the underworld. He is now at this moment the king of the monsters of Staten Island. Like,
He has an on
like,
again relationship with Death that because of Thanos he can't be with Death long enough.
yeah.
Well, yes, but he kind of there's another Marvel character that's similar to that. His name is Mr. Immortal, and he's the leader of the Great Lakes Avengers, which is a parody team. But what's funny, it's the team that Squirrel Girl came from. But what's funny about Mr. Immortal? Well, yeah, well, I know, but I'm saying that's where he's from. Squirrel Girl, Big Bertha, Flat Man, anyway, but what's funny is Mr. Immortal goes out to fight crime on his own back in the beginning at the debut of this comic. The problem is that besides being indestructible, he has no super strength, he has no super speed, he has no fighting skill of any kind. He literally just got his ass kicked over and over again and had the benefit of not dying from it. So he decides to put together a team, and so at least Deadpool's got his skills and abilities going for him. I have always wanted to see him and Mr. Immortal being something together. That would, if Deadpool could crash the Great Lakes Avengers maybe on poker night, that would be freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, like I told Mr. Anime earlier, because I told him about a friend who's like one of the big names on fanfiction.net when it comes to fanfic writing. Another user friend of mine on fanfiction.net who I also help with possible ideas for their stories. I explained an idea of Deadpool coming upon Harry from Harry Potter in Privet Drive and him basically turning to the camera and saying, "Oh, you know I'm not gonna leave this kid to basically be almost killed by his shrew of an aunt." So he takes Harry and he goes to Tony Stark and says, "Congratulations, I've given birth to our son." And there's the scene where Tony's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh
Because
God.
Deadpool's like, well, because Deadpool basically would have a moment of clarity, like, well, yeah, I'm gonna take this kid because he really needs somewhere better, but holy shit, considering the shit I do, he'd be in danger. So he goes to Tony Stark because Tony, money, can hire a nanny if nothing else.
Fair enough.
So
And then
basically, Harry gets to say, growing up, I have 2 dads.
yeah,
And
pretty or like so you can have that 2.5 Men logo printed on the bottom of this thing, or
yeah.
him like or Tony Stark asking Harry, where'd you come from? He said, I came from a small room that was that was
Well,
small
that
enough
be
to
if
put a bunch of stuff.
well, that be if Harry was like 5 or something. This is more Harry being left on the doorstep at 1 years old.
Oh, then yeah, Deadpool's definitely taking that. He says that it's a boy. That
Yeah,
I
but
gave
I'm
birth to
sorry.
our
The
son,
day
and
the day Tony's like the day Tony's like, I can't deal with this anymore. The kid's magic is screwing with all my machines, and he takes him and dumps him at Doctor Strange's house and is like, he's all yours.
I
So
don't
then
think
he gets
I
trained in
don't think
magic by Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
yeah, he'll be the ultimate
Yeah,
wizard. There
yeah.
we go.
Well, that was one of the things. Doctor Strange being like a tutor to Harry once it was found out Harry has magic, even though
Oh
Deadpool comes
yeah.
out and be like, "This kid is gonna grow up to defeat Magic Hitler, so we need to keep him alive." And Tony's just dismissing Deadpool because Deadpool kind of comes off crazy, so it's like, "Oh, it's just Wade being his crazy self again." But then when Harry starts showing magic, Deadpool's like, "I told you he's gonna grow up to take down Magic Hitler."
Well,
Oh my
you know what
god.
would be great though, if we find out during the final battle with Voldemort, the reason why the Expelliarmus spell really worked is he pulled a Glock out. He pulled one of Deadpool's Glocks out and shot him in the stomach while he was using the spell.
Yep.
There was also going to be a scene when the snap, because the MCU was also going to be used as well as stuff from the comics and stuff, but it was gonna be when Deadpool has to try and explain what happened to Peter, because Peter would become like a surrogate big brother to Harry, and then Harry's like, "Where's Peter?" And Deadpool's like, he went on a mission. He'll be back eventually." And he's looking at Tony saying, "I don't care if you have to sell your soul to Azathoth or whatever the guy's name is. Just get this fixed." Because it's like, I don't want to tell my son that his big brother died.
Yeah, yeah.
We also had a joke that Death Eater would try to take
I'm
Deadpool
gonna turn my
alive.
microphone off because it's loud in here.
There's
Okay.
also a thing where we came up with an idea that Deadpool would try and speak reason to Death Eater, like, dude, you really shouldn't be part of this. Kind of like the whole Bob thing, only with magic. And the
Yeah.
Death Eater's like, "Adacavabra!" Deadpool falls over dead for like a second and then gets up and says, "Okay, I'll forgive you for that." And then the guy freaks out and does it again, and he's like, "Okay, that really hurt you. Need to stop it." And the Death Eater's like, "Oh my god, he's got a lich! Run for your life!"
Yeah, because Deadpool right now, at this moment, with Deadpool, if he took Harry as a baby, he would be good. He would be good if the Death Eater tried to stop him, because you see all the monsters that Deadpool has in his arsenal now. Like you're like, get Bob over here right now. Tell him to bring tacos. I need tacos.
hands
Yeah.
Harry to Bob and says, "Get behind that thing of debris," and starts.
Okay. So now, now all we have to okay. So a flying motorcycle ride with with Hagrid and Deadpool. That needs to happen now. Fuck yeah!
Oh, definitely.
Fuck yeah!
Because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Well, the minute that
Yeah.
Deadpool would find out that Sirius Black never got a
I'm
trial.
telling you, Hedwig would be alive if Deadpool was on the back of that bike.
Yeah, because Deadpool
Yeah.
could protect Hedwig. As long as his
Dobby
legs-
would be alive if Deadpool was a part of the Harry Potter lore.
As
Yes,
long
he
as
would.
Deadpool's
Yeah.
legs are hooked to the bike so he doesn't fall off after dying, he'd just pop back up like, man, that hurt.
But we all
But-
know that Deadpool will try to do a ET moment by like remember how ET where like the moon and the like he said, "Oh, isn't this from that movie?" He said, like
But like,
I don't
you
know
know,
if you guys
the
have actually
actor,
might have.
the actor they got to play Sirius Black in the movies. There'd be
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
there'd be a scene because it would be based off more of the books than the movies. But when Deadpool goes to get Sirius Black out of Azkaban, when he finds out that Sirius never got a trial, he'd be like, "You don't look like Gary Oldman." Oh well, smashy, smashy. And then it cuts to a scene where Sirius is in Stark Towers and he's just sitting there like he broke his arm just to break the cell door. I, I, he can't be a muggle or magic. I don't know what to say about this. And then the fact that basically we agreed that because Deadpool's already crazy as is, any Dementors trying to feed off him would just explode.
Okay. So come on now. Deadpool failing completely to charm a hippogriff would be the funniest thing. He's like, I think it's warming up to me as it's chewing on his left hand.
yeah.
Walking over his entrails, you know.
Yeah, because
Like
remember what
I'm
happened?
doing great. He loves me. Yeah.
Yeah, remember what happened with Hit Monkey and also his little shark pet. Like he has like a land shark.
Jeff.
Yep.
I wanna see Deadpool versus Lucius Malfoy.
Oh Lord.
I just imagine Deadpool being like, "So, you want to sleep with me, don't you? Come on, admit it. You want to sleep with me. That's the only reason you got the long blonde hair."
And with his nose in the air, ever in the air as it is, I have a wife. Fine, a threesome. I'm game.
We can make it a threesome. I'm married to the queen of the underworld.
Besides, also the one thing that I really find enjoyable was playing the Deadpool video game. Was when in the catacombs when a freaking Deadpool actually falls onto a guy, a screwball voice in his head says, "Dude, there's a dude inside us." And then basically Deadpool's like, "Yeah, but not in a fun way."
Yeah.
Hey Ed, considering you brought it up, I'm assuming you read the manga, but Plague Knight wanted to know if anyone read the manga.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
have to
people
check
have.
it out since they
I'm still looking for it. I haven't found a copy of it yet.
I
Yeah, a lot of.
am gonna find it because now that I know it exists, I want it.
same here.
Yeah, well, in my area we got 2 Barnes and Noble and a Books A Million. I'm gonna go check them out as soon as I can.
Yeah,
I always do Barnes and Noble first, and if I can't find it there, then I go to Amazon. I try to avoid buying off Amazon if possible.
Yeah, it said that.
Oh, and if you ever go to BarnesandNoble.com, try to go through your store first because they don't get credit if you buy it online.
Okie dokie. Unfortunately, I kind of have to rely on the Barnes & Noble website because some places are still
Oh.
closed in my area because of the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be in Oklahoma, and our governor is freaking awesome, and was just like, you know what, screw this shit. It's like right after Florida and Texas were like, yeah, we don't care anymore. Suddenly, Governor Stitt's like, we're good, and so yeah, no, there's still a lot of like cities and stuff like that. There's still a lot of the cities in my area that are like, nah, you still got to wear a mask because they've got that right. But
What?
for the most part, we're able to kind of run around like normal
Hey,
again.
Matt.
Hey, Matt.
You missed us talking about Deadpool raising Harry Potter.
Deadpool raising Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that is some weird ass shit.
Yeah, but considering Harry's family, do you really think Deadpool is a bad choice at this point?
Oh, I've got this. I've
Perfect
got
sense.
this. All right. So, the first time and the only time it could ever be allowed to happen, I need to see Mr. Weasley get a tour through Stark Industries.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god. That would be
I'll have to
awesome.
let my friend USA Tiger know this, but we did talk about the Weasleys visiting like a family vacation and being allowed to stay where Harry lives because Harry usually stays with Tony most of the time because, again, Deadpool's line of work could be kind of dangerous for a child.
Yeah.
But Pepper would offer to take Jenny on a clothes shopping trip and explaining that every girl deserves to at least once get to go on a shopping spree when Molly's like, I really don't like the idea of charity. And it's basically like, just let Jenny have this once and just so she can enjoy it and it never has to happen again. Because they show Molly as being a proud woman, and it's like, really? If someone offered to help pay for your kid's school education, you would turn
Well,
it down.
she's not too proud though, because when Lockhart gave Harry the whole set of books that he needed, and Harry chose to buy his own and gave Jenny the set that Lockhart had given him for free, Mrs. Weasley was grateful for that. So there's that.
This is true, but you also have to take into account that Harry was
Well,
practically one of the
she
family by that point.
yeah, I was going to say she did count Harry as one of her children, and that's the thing, that's why I loved the dynamic between Harry, Mrs. Weasley, and Sirius Black when the Order of the Phoenix kept meeting, because all of the tension was between Sirius and Molly, trying, going back and forth over how much Harry should be privy to. She wanted him to be a child, and Sirius wanted him to be James. And that, and of course Harry was neither by that point, and it was a really cool dynamic, and it really, I really love Rowling's writing style.
I do love the second.
What would happen if Hagrid basically went to Stark Towers to try and get Harry? Remember how he did the same thing in the first movie? What will happen if he had to go to Stark Towers? Rest in peace, Hagrid. I'm just saying. Or
well, no.
The Hulk. Let's just
Dude, I was fixing to say those that Stark Towers doors and defense systems are made for the Hulk and the Thing. So I'm not, and let's face it, I don't think Tony would go like ape shit on Hagrid. That I imagine Stark getting a hold of his motorcycle and souping it up at some point in time.
No. The only reason Tony would start fighting Hagrid is if when asking Hagrid, no, I'm not letting you take Harry. I've raised him since he was 1 year old, and Hagrid's like, well, I have no choice but to take him because Dumbledore has asked me to get him, and still continues to try and take Harry. I think that's when Tony'd be like,
Fine. Tony's like, fine. Your wizard versus my wizard, and we get to see a fight between Dumbledore and Doctor Strange.
Oh, thank God. That would be epic. That would be so epic. I'm not lying.
Yeah, I'm getting a magic boner just thinking about it.
I'm kind of disappointed that Rowling sold to Warner Brothers now, because I now want to see this as a comic by Marvel now.
Yeah, I already got my wish by seeing a comic of the Justice League versus He-Man, so I'm good. So I'm definitely just need.
I don't know. I would love to see Professor Snape yell at John Constantine. That would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm more
Holy
stoked with the
shit.
idea of Devilman versus Spawn, dude.
Yeah.
and then-
Well, yeah.
Oh, and then me and my friend USA Tiger started naming various redheaded women in Marvel as a joke of Snape always mistaking them for Lily before being like, my mistake. Like,
Well,
Jean Grey would accompany
mm,
Harry to Hogwarts just so she could make sure everything was okay. Okay, because in the story, Harry would have Deadpool's daughter as like his big sister, and if you've read the comics, you find out she has the mutant ability to, when she dies, go revert back to like when her mutant powers first awoke, which is like a teenage form. So basically, it's like Deadpool, except she reverts back to when her mutant powers first awoke.
Which is awesome.
yeah, she's got like a jailbait reset.
So
Yep.
Jean Grey would go because
Nobody's gonna touch that one. Y'all are just gonna let that one hang there.
Yep. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that.
do we really want to talk about that she would technically be an adult, but she's in a teenage form? Do we really want to talk about that? We already have the idiots arguing about Uzaki-chan, despite it's revealed Uzaki-chan is 19 at the start. Do you really
Yeah.
Yeah,
glorify
that's still stupid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said, the tap the old jailbait reset. Watch the SJWs go nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in fact, here's the thing. If I could actually add something here, let's add the fact that basically women are actually more interested in redo of healer over men. And basically, this is actually going against the narrative that basically women just like freaking redo a healer. I mean, doesn't that actually
Really?
seem hypocritical?
Dude. Yeah, dude, you walk into a sex shop or to a hentai aisle in an anime store, and you know immediately that women are bigger perverts than men. Men think about it more. Men think about it more often, but women are bigger perverts overall.
Yeah, I've actually
Yeah, that is true.
I've actually
Very
been
true.
on some boards where the women basically describe the kinkiest shit in their fantasy, which explains why 50 Shades of Grey was so popular. But the
Oh
men,
yeah, that more than
most of the men
explains why.
Yeah, there's
You
a
know what the
story.
difference between kinky and perverted is, don't you? Kinky is tickling your woman with a feather. Perverted is using the whole chicken.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is the closest.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense.
The strongest I've
did.
seen with guys on that board is they want to spray whipped cream on their women and or guys if they're gay or bisexual and lick it. That's as far as I've seen with guys. Women are like, I want to be tied to the wall while you smack my ass with a paddle, saying I've been a naughty girl and I call you daddy. I'm like, yeesh.
Well, guilty as charged.
Oh, that's tame. I've seen some fun stuff and some Reddit comments. My God.
Oh, trust me, trust and believe. Right now, it's a thing. It happens. Trust me. I have written in my Necronomicon how many times I had to literally deal with this. I ain't the Evil Dead for nothing. There is some weird
Evil
stuff in
Dead
this.
for laughs, bro.
I've actually
Exactly.
seen fan drawings of that scene from Evil Dead where you don't see it actually happen, but you know it happened with the trees and
Oh,
Ash's
the
sister.
iconic possession.
I've
Yep.
seen drawings where instead of her screaming in pain, she's moaning in pleasure as vines are going inside her.
Bobby Joe?
Okay.
People are
Okay. Okay, no joke though. Somebody had posted on one of the forums I was on that they had a like a sex doll, like one of the like human sized ones. Only where the penis should be, there was like a mess of tentacles, and they had written on his chest "Scoutmaster Kevin."
Oh God!
Damn.
Whoa.
And I don't want to know why they had a Santa Claus hat on him, but holy freaking hell no.
Merry Christmas.
That's a
Very
very
cool.
Nothing in that
I've
picture,
seen
nothing in that
I've
picture
seen
bothered me
enough
more
of
than the
the
Santa Claus
Ultimate
hat.
Warrior comic to know where this is going.
Well, at least it was a Santa Claus hat.
Read what Plague Knight wrote.
At least it was a Santa Claus hat and not a horse head. Just saying. Just saying.
Well,
No!
Why am I reminded of Berserk right now? Why?
Show him, Mr. Anime. Show him.
What? I kind of forgot what was going on.
Show
You
them
want me to
Plague
show?
Knight's comment.
Okay, hang on. Women love redo. SJW's creator.
Trick. I know what video you're doing.
Hey, wait a minute.
Of Deadpool.
Isn't he supposed to be in some type of institution? Initials SCP.
oh my.
Yeah,
I want to see
we're.
someone do a comic with Deadpool reacting to redo Hiller.
Oh, dude,
Okay, but the first time I see a stuffed unicorn, I'm out.
I wouldn't mind Deadpool and redo a healer myself.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
No.
No. The first time I see a tiny hand and a stuffed unicorn, I'm out.
I've seen people have Deadpool be friends with Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony because she also breaks the fourth wall.
Yep.
Yeah, and basically, guys, I'm just really hoping and praying that we do get a season 2 for redo a healer, because basically,
well, if women love redo a healer, it's bound to get a season 2.
Yeah.
SJW ring be damned.
The SJWs don't seem to get. They're the reason these shows do well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
I mean, you remember?
And I bet I'm gonna
Rising of the Shield Hero, where they got pissy about Monty being a lying bitch, and then said some man wrote it, and it turned out to be a woman that created it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with Bayonetta. They get pissy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the same deal with Bayonetta when
made by a man, but the creator was a woman.
The creator was a woman. See, that's the thing. The creator was a woman. She's a single mother, and she's bisexual. That checks like 8 of their boxes alone. They should shut the fuck up. Just saying.
But unfortunately, they don't. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about their check marks and all that. They just want to control everything, man.
And then when they find out that the creator of something is basically one or more of the check boxes, they'll try and find something bad about them so they can discredit them so that they can keep their narrative about something. Like the guy who created Cyberpunk. When they found out he was black, they were trying to find shit about him so that they could say, oh well, he's this, so he doesn't count.
Yeah.
The moment they
Please be
call
more
Mike
respectful to
Podsmith
my friends,
and
please.
Uncle Tom is the moment I start punting all these
Forget
folks.
Uncle Tom. I've been watching these people call black people white supremacists.
Yep.
How the hell? How in the flip flying fuck does that work?
I know.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, is it like that thing from the Chappelle show where it's a blind guy that thinks he's
SBWs did
white but
not
he's really
mention
black?
hell.
Hell
Very
takers.
true, Plague Knight.
Oh yeah, Clayton Bigsby. Man, that skit was funny.
Basically, we need more comedians in this world to actually, freaking be unapologetic as hell and, just enjoy things. But you know what? We actually want to enjoy something. We shouldn't actually, be apologetic to people. That's why I've actually started my podcast, is to actually help people enjoy anime more. Bring them into the fandom, with a respectful mind that, we anime fans are not istophobic. We're not, freaking pedo bait or anything like that. Or
Yep.
Yeah,
most
we're
of all,
just normal people who just enjoy a certain thing.
I mean,
exactly.
In the ever immortal words.
Correct
Yes.
about it.
I mean,
Yes, in the ever immortal words of Venom, we can do whatever we want.
I mean,
Exactly.
my favorite
I like
part
Venom.
of that skit is
Both
the,
comic Marvel character and metal band.
my favorite
Yeah.
part of that Chappelle skit is the guy who's the narrator or the guy doing the documentary saying, "Has anyone told him?" And the guy's like, "Nah, he'd kill himself. Just he's that committed to the cause."
Damn it.
And then the scene with the Klans members when they see the hood come off and one of their heads explode, like, everything I know is a lie.
Oh,
Also,
dude,
did you know
that was the most epic moment in comedy. Let me tell you.
Boondocks is another favorite of mine.
Yeah, guilty pleasure right there. Also, did you know that there's actually a true story about like an actual black person becoming a Klansman? But it was
Yeah,
actually
there is.
do a little undercover stuff. So basically, they actually used a white guy to actually pose as the Klansman. So that way they could actually get some more information on the Ku Klux Klan. It's
Yes,
actually
it did happen.
The more you know.
Yeah, well, history is wonderful and filled with all sorts of stuff that does not need to be covered up, lest we repeat it again.
Well, no,
Should
Exactly.
never be covered up. Should never be covered up. Period.
Well,
No.
now I'm wondering if that one episode of the X-Men where Logan goes undercover in an anti-mutant thing was based off that now.
Very possible.
Possible, yeah, I totally agree. But here's the thing. Basically, they just want to throw blankets over things and pretend that it doesn't exist. Instead of, dealing with the issues, trying to actually find ways of actually resolving it, and just, all in all, just try to freaking, deal with the issues, move on to the next set of issues, instead of just, creating new issues and then pretending to fight for it like these SJWs do. Like,
someone I follow on Twitter, Red Ramba, she's an artist. I asked her if she could do this, and she did a redesign of Sunflower from Song of the South. Not Song of the South. Fantasia. I'm getting my Disney movies that are considered controversial now mixed up. But she was a centaur that appeared, and
Yeah.
I'm saying that they should redesign her instead of pretending she never existed and have her as a character that people can like. But instead, Disney prefers to cut her out and pretend she never existed at all. So I showed a screenshot to Red Ramba, and she did a redesign, and it's a good redesign.
See, that's a brilliant idea.
I totally agree.
Dude,
I mean,
history is just repeating, except it's on different sides, said Plague Knight. It could be more true. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if America is becoming the next Nazi Germany at this point.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
vouch for
give
that.
Warner Brothers this. At least they put a warning. They even had Whoopi Goldberg talk about it in one of their DVD releases. Because Whoopi loves collecting stuff that SJWs would consider offensive. You know, like the Aunt Jemima thing and stuff. Whoopi collects
Well, and that's the thing.
stuff.
I don't Whoopi Goldberg and most of us, we don't agree on a lot of political things, but that woman, I have nothing but respect for her. When that Deborah Messing from Will and Grace, when she was talking about putting all the celebrities that voted for Trump on lists, Whoopi Goldberg was the one that called her out, said, no, that is exactly what this country is against. People are allowed to disagree with each other politically, and I mean, that shouldn't be something we have to stand up for nowadays. That should be granted.
Yeah,
but at least she's willing to stand up for it.
But they put a warning.
Whoopi Goldberg is basically Whoopi Goldberg, a dame. That's
Whoopi Goldberg is an awesome actress and stuff. I mean, she's good at comedy, but she can do serious. If you've seen Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, she was great in Star Trek: The Next Generation for show, dude.
And the reason she did Star Trek is because of Uhura from the original series. Because she talked about how when she was growing up, she never really saw anyone who, looked like her on television. And then Star Trek came on and she saw Uhura.
Well, that the actress that played Uhura, she was going to quit the show. She didn't think the show was going anywhere, and she was told by somebody that she highly respected that she couldn't quit because then they would lose a black foothold on TV, and that person was Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, and
so. If that character was that important to him, I mean, the thing is that, they don't understand why we respect characters like that, but why we don't respect their force diversity now. That's the problem. They're trying to recreate something that was pioneered long ago, and they're trying to do it.
There's human dude.
Hey.
The problem with it is they're trying to be like, oh, this character is a woman. That's all you need. And it's like, no. You know why people love Kim Possible? She had a great personality. There was great storytelling. And
she
was
could
a
kick
female
ass.
Third.
Yeah,
exactly.
And she was a female third or fourth. It wasn't, oh, she's female, then she has a great personality, then there was good storytelling, and then she kicked ass. No. That was the very bottom of the list of why you should like Kim Possible.
Yeah, she wasn't a Mary Sue like Ray and insert new Morphle character here.
Daisy Ridley got upset about Baby Yoda or Grogu, whatever you prefer.
I prefer Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda sounds more cute.
I mean, Goku or whatever just sounds bleh.
Goku. Yeah, it sounds like a rip-off of Goku.
Or something,
yeah.
The only Yoda species we've seen, both names start with Y. Why not Yogu or something? Keep the Y thing going.
Yeah, Yogu would basically do it. I would say that everybody in Yoda's species should have a Y in the first letter of their names. I agree that.
Anyway,
bingo.
Anyway, she said.
I imagine it would depend on what tribe they're from.
She said.
True.
She said that Baby Yoda cheats because he's cute, and that he shouldn't be able to use the Force instantly because he's a baby. And I'm like, yes, but he's 50 years old.
Yeah, coming from you.
He's 50 years old.
Yeah.
She's lived a long time.
Oh, so bitch.
And And he has been trained. They state he had been trained.
Yeah, so
Not
even
just
if
that,
he's
but his
still technically a
species.
baby, he's had 50 years. Ray, from a species that doesn't live as long as Yoda's species, instantly knew. I mean,
No, see,
instantly, and she doesn't understand why people hate Ray. And it's like, because, first of all, we wanted to know about Finn. We didn't want to know about Ray. We wanted to know about Finn. Second of all, you instantly knew how to do everything. Even Luke had to train a little before he was good.
Yeah, he had to fly a T16 to Bullseye Womp Rats back in Baker's Canyon before he could bullseye the Death Star.
Not just that, but didn't Ray know how to pilot the Millennium Falcon when she didn't even know what it is?
Yeah, that was complete bullshit, man.
I mean, there wasn't even a which one does which? No, any accidents was like she pushed the button and she accidentally got to fly. It's just nope, I know how it works.
Don't get me wrong, I'd have been okay with her knowing mechanics and stuff because obviously that's how she's been able to survive this whole time, is being able to sell parts and stuff. So I can accept her knowing that the thing put into the Millennium Falcon was not a good thing to add to it, but being able to fly it, no. Finn is the one who would be more adept being a former stormtrooper and stuff, you know?
Well, but we had already seen him need a pilot to escape.
Look, I'm saying if I had to choose anyone to pilot the Millennium Falcon, it'd be Finn he was a former stormtrooper. Ray was some street rat living on Dagobah or something.
Okay, I will give Rian Johnson this. I will give him this because this writing was actually pretty decent. This one little part, I will give him. When Luke Skywalker, when he asks Rey where she's from, and she says, "Oh, I'm from nowhere," and he's like, "Nobody's from nowhere. I'm from Jakku," and he's like, "Yeah, that's pretty much nowhere." We're talking about a man that was born in the void of space, grew up on Tatooine, trained on Dagobah, and hid himself on Ahch-To. This man is the Nowhere Man from the Beatles song. If anybody in the universe knows where nowhere is, it's him. That version of him is the expert on nowhere, so I'll give him that.
Well, now I'm gonna have to find a music video using Luke now. Thanks.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't nowhere a place in the Marvel
Guardians of the Galaxy? Yep.
Now I'm more thinking Jersey.
Yes,
dude.
but it's spelled K-N-O-W.
Look, my point is the thing that turned me off of Rey as someone I would like in Star Wars is the fact she basically became a goddess pretty much. She could do no wrong. I like characters who are flawed, like me. That's why I like this one female character that's a Green Lantern who has anxiety because I have anxiety. I like
Jessica Cruz.
I like characters like Ruby from Steven Universe because I can be hot-headed too sometimes. Basically, if there's nothing about this character I can relate to, I'm not going to like this character.
Yeah, well, Jessica Cruz. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's just the thing, because basically we want characters we can relate to. Also, Plague Knight wants to know, does anyone know Star Wars was uncensored, and where to buy the DVD Blu-ray?
Wish I could
don't
tell
know,
you,
but yeah, I don't buy it at Walmart.
Yeah.
I do know Disney censored a certain character for the Chinese release.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably another reason why they chose to focus on Rey, because if you look at the poster for Star Wars for China, John Boyega's character is practically the size of an action figure in it.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing: they actually don't like representation of like people of color in China. Basically,
Yeah.
they just want to censor some
China,
shit because
China is
they're
a
so
hoe.
freaking censorship happy.
Yeah, that's why we will never, and I mean this in all honesty, and I'm a huge fan of it, we will never get an anime of solo leveling. We will never. I swear on that. We probably will never get that because if you know a few chapters in, solo leveling talks about how China is cowards.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
for crying
Korea.
out loud, the guy running China has banned Winnie the Pooh because someone made a joke that he looked
And
like.
how do you ban Winnie the Pooh of all characters? The dude is the embodiment of wholesome.
Someone said the leader of China looked like Winnie the Pooh as a joke, so now no more Pooh Bear in China. That movie Christopher Robin banned in China because it has Pooh Bear.
Yeah, damn.
That is some weak ass shit.
Well, but what's
Yep.
really funny is that China makes the most knockoff Winnie the Pooh stuff in the world. So, yeah.
Like I
And
said,
that is
China, it's a hoe.
irony.
Yeah, we will probably never get a anything for soul leveling unless it's a Korean animation company. That's the only way.
And don't forget they hate Taiwan, which is absolutely
Yeah.
hilarious and pathetic again.
Well, and that's the thing. People don't realize China's about to do the same thing to Taiwan that Russia did to Ukraine a few years back.
And don't even get me started on what they're doing to the Uyghurs. You know, putting them in concentration camps because basically, isn't that a little like similar to what the Germans did in World War II to all the Israelites?
Yes.
And here's the thing. The SJW is going to be the white saviors, white knights, what have you. And here's an opportunity to be like, hey, China, you're evil. This isn't okay. But no, we got to focus on, oh, but anime has lolis in it. That's evil.
This is me pretending to be an SJW, by the way. We have to complain about Japan not having people of color to voice characters for Soul because representation, even though this is the Japanese dub, and unless there's some black people on vacation that knows Japanese, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to get black people for the Japanese dub.
Oh no.
Yep. Even though we're literally gonna.
This is all I imagine when it comes to black characters for Japanese dubs.
Yeah.
When I had this shown to me about Soul, is some Japanese woman going up to a black guy and saying, "You know Japanese?" Guy says, "Yeah, because I wanted to vacation here." And she says, "Good, we need you to do black character for Japanese
Okay,
dub."
hang on, guys. I'm going to try something here.
All right.
That's all I imagine. Imagine is the Japanese people going up to black people and saying, "You know Japanese? You can speak it? Good. We need you to voice this character because your country is full of idiots and keeps shrieking about us not having people of color."
And here's the thing.
Yeah, that
Like so, how did you become a voice actor? Well,
I was a token.
I was on vacation, and they said they needed me to play this character because my country is full of idiots.
yeah, but how many people go on vacation and earn more money than when they went?
Hmm.
that's a good point. Because, dude, if I actually had enough money, I would actually love to go to Japan.
My friend Emma's been to Japan.
I would love to
Lucky
go to
her.
Japan, and
Same here. I want to see the cherry blossoms.
Yeah,
I
same
for
here.
one want to go to Japan for the arcades, man.
That too.
And the
Yeah.
I would love.
Or what about the giant Gundam in Yokohama?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that too, baby. That too.
I do want to visit Japan one day if I'm lucky enough to. And I would love to buy a kimono, but it'd be something I'd wear to special occasions. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like Logan Paul and running around throwing stuff at people, thus making
Man, fuck Logan.
everyone
Fuck
look
the
like
Paul brothers.
Okay, but don't tell us it would just be for special occasions. There would be days you're just sitting around the house and you're like, you know what? I want to wear my kimono.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in my house and not in public, that's different.
Oh, I'm not bashing you for it. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying, you know, there are days, you know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not gonna wear it in public unless I'm going to a con or something. You know, where
Yeah.
it would be allowed without people looking at me
Yeah.
like I'm a horrible
Another
person for
thing
having
that-
a kimono.
Oh yeah, another thing I would love to have, if possible, is like a suit of samurai armor.
Oh yes.
Oh
that would-
yeah,
That would
baby.
be awesome.
Oh, you'd be prepared for the zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
I'd actually be like, you know,
Speaking of the
What if I were to tell y'all we're already living in a zombie apocalypse?
Speaking
Yeah,
of
kind
the
of.
zombie apocalypse,
Zombie apocalypse.
Did you see that thing Fox posted about the CDC a couple months ago? I'm like, does the CDC know something we don't?
Yeah.
Because it was how to survive in a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, do you know something we don't, CDC?
Well, I don't know.
Something's happening.
I don't know if you type in the right thing on the O'Reilly's Auto Parts store website, it takes you to the flux capacitor from Back to the Future. So you know.
but one of the
Nice.
greatest places I want to visit in Japan is Akihabara.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, Akihabara, basically known as Arcade Avalon, baby.
Or
Oh, hell
AKA, Or
One place I wanna-
AKA the home
One-
of Akiba's Strip or Akiba's Trip.
One place I want to go to is one of those maid cafes.
Was
we
it
got that in New York.
was it Logan Paul who bought a vintage Game Boy and then destroyed it?
It wouldn't surprise me. He's an
Yeah.
idiot.
Fuck
Because
the Paul brothers.
my
Yes.
soul died a little when I saw that, because I'm like, that was mint, you asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the
I mean,
guys from Jackass were more tame than were less unhinged than the Paul brothers.
Dude, the guys with Jackass had class. I'm like, these two idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that the guy they bought it from got the money, so it wasn't like they refused to pay or anything. But as someone who basically freaks out if her dog just sniffs her Switch, that hurt my soul.
Okay, yeah, but here's the deal. It's kind of like back when the PS3 or the PS2 first came out, and everybody was waiting in line for it and everything. And this dude goes and buys a PlayStation 2. People have been waiting in line all freaking night to get him. They're not sure there's enough for him to get, and he walks outside after buying it. He smashes it in front of all of these people that want one, and a bunch of them pull him over and kick the fucking hell out of him.
Good.
He deserved that. He deserved that. And yeah,
Dude.
I don't. There are some things that go beyond money.
Oh,
Dude,
me.
the same thing that happened to that one dude who smashed the PS3. I would have loved to see happen to Logan Paul. Hell, I would have loved to see some Japanese dude drag him out into a suicide forest and basically hang him by his entrails.
Whoa.
Let's not get edgy. Let's not get edgy. We're not the SJWs. Let's not go that far.
Not to mention that Force already has a bad enough reputation.
Oh,
Let's not
yeah,
have
my phone
So I got-
sometimes.
YouTuber who was originally
Yeah, you just get a
being found dead there.
yeah. Instead, let's just get a sumo wrestler to sit on Paul Brothers' face and just let one rip.
I was fixing to say because didn't he just win like a boxing match against a basketball player or something? So obviously he's not completely void of defending himself, but
Yeah.
But could he fight a horde of people?
Well, probably not. Hell, he barely fought the one guy. But that being said, you do have to run up on him like you're going against the world heavyweight champion. Don't underestimate anybody. Do not. I don't care. I don't care if it's a 3-year-old on crutches. You punt that little sucker into the stars if you've got to.
Well, that's why I don't get the things of fiction where if the hero decides to play dirty and kick the villain in the nards, everyone's like, dude, not cool. You don't do that. And it's like, this guy's trying to destroy the world and you want me to play fair?
Yeah. The same thing that happened in Dragon Ball Super where I think it was Android 17 basically punted he literally punted one of the enemies, and then Goku and everybody said, "What's the matter with you? You're supposed to let this dude power up."
Oh yeah, it was
Don't even get me started on Bobby Hill punting Cell in the dick, man. I mean, that
was
that was great.
All right, Hank Hill. I'll fight your brand. That's my purse. I don't know you.
I feel like we should have. I feel like this whole thing we should have just all reacted to the new Shrek versus Gogeta video that just came out.
Shrek versus Gogeta? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I am sorry. I am still pissed with Goku with the Cell thing because it's like, don't give him a sense of being, you dumbass. He's trying to destroy everyone. What is wrong?
No. Have you seen the video on why that was actually a good idea?
No, I haven't.
Because Gohan's power does not fully activate unless he's unless the stakes are at their highest, meaning that he would have lost had Cell not been at full power. He would never have unlocked his full power, and so he would have lost if Cell had not been at full power.
Man, I'm still pissed as they fucking nerfed Gohan later.
And then they gave him all the power back, and then nerfed him again, and then gave him all that power back, then nerfed him again.
Yeah, they just fucked Gohan.
No.
Well, Akira Toriyama does not seem to be able to get past having one character as the main hero.
No, Plague.
Nope.
We're all upset. About Sony not caring about their legacy.
Not just that, but remember, in the Universal. Well, stay safe.
Okay.
Well, let's be honest. Let's look what he did to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi was a fighter in her youth, and then they decided, well, now that she's married to Goku, she don't need to do nothing and should be a nagging shrew that doesn't care that the world could be destroyed just because the thought of Gohan having to help fight would probably interrupt his studies.
And that's what always
they should have made Chi-Chi a loving mother, regardless. But no, they made Chi-Chi a nagging bitch.
Here's the thing. Yes, education's important and all, but when you live in a world, a universe that has gods of destruction, guess what? You might want to, do some training, because what's that college diploma going to do against Frieza, right?
Exactly.
Hell, Hell, Gohan had to explain that if he won the tournament when it was the Boo arc, he'd be able to afford to go to college and stuff that way. And when she heard how much was being offered, that's the only reason she agreed. And it's like, so basically, screw if your son might want to be an athlete.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
right?
or the fact that he wanted to get the chance to fight in the tournament with his father, who had been dead for 7 years, and and she's just like, no, I don't know, we could win money. Oh, okay.
Not just that, but what was the point of in Dragon Ball Super where they made Gohan the team leader guy for the Universal Survival Tournament, but they did nothing with it. I mean, it was just everyone was doing their own thing. He was just doing nothing with that title.
Yeah. Oh, okay. By the way, I pissed off a bunch of hardcore weebs, like SJW weebs, not the good ones.
Oh, okay, okay.
I pissed them off because I pointed out that the Tournament of Power is basically just a cross between between the Challenge of the Grand Master, Contest of Champions, and Secret Wars, and they lost their minds. But then I took it a step further when somebody in the it was on Twitter, a normie had asked me, or had asked everybody, what My Hero Academia was, and I knew he knew comic books, so I was like, it's basically if House of M had the Superhero Registration Act in place. And I thought they were going to lose their damn minds. I got stuck in Twitter jail because of some of the things that they started picking through my other tweets and reporting me for shit.
Well, especially, I mean, you were on point. That's
They
exactly
lost their
what
shit because you just
Well,
laid out
my point.
facts.
But that basically is what My Hero Academia is, because Horikoshi is a big comic book nerd, and this is basically his
Yeah.
homage to comics.
Well, and see, but that's the thing. That's what they don't seem to understand. That's why it's so terrible that we're losing so bad, that comics are losing to manga so badly, because manga is now at a point where they are literally redoing the things that got comics, in the gold, and now and yet comics are throwing it all out the door. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's all about that. Those blue check marks are.
Exactly, and here's the thing. When you look at Japan with manga and even webcomics, you look at them, you see the characters, they're cool, unique, awesome, what have you. Over there, you got, Asta, Deku, Goku, the list goes on. But you come over here to the West, what do we have right now? Oh,
Gay Captain America?
Gay Captain America. Kate,
Snowflake and Safe Space. That's what we got.
Captain Marvel looks like a caveman. Oh, sorry, a cave woman. I wanted to be politically correct.
And not the really hot Raquel Welch, circa 1 million years BC kind cave woman.
Yeah, we're not talking about Ayla from Chrono Trigger.
Exactly.
Looks like Bruce Banner.
Man, a culture there. There ain't you there, Geek Hero.
Yeah, I try.
Now we got ugly ass man bear pig looking women. Hell, this morning I seen Crimson Sin do a post, reposted someone's tweet about, I think the person said that there's going to be a new Hawkman Attorney of Law or whatever, and the character designs look like shit. Like, first of all, you got like 5 women, I believe, and there's no such thing as boobs. It's not even an A cup. It's just bored.
Wait, Hawkman. Yeah.
The only time a woman shouldn't have boobs is if she's a little girl.
Or if that's the joke.
Right.
From
they just want everything to be all THX 1138.
I mean, you got Rukia from Bleach who's completely flat too.
Dude.
Yeah, but at least but Rukia is supposed to be the short girl and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the joke with her. Yeah.
Yeah, at least Rukia has something of an A cup.
Not just that, but
Also,
she also has
Yeah.
personality.
if anyone remembers the whole thing with Star Wars Girl, redrawing She-Hulk, with actual
Oh
tits,
God, yes,
I
Jesus,
I got
yes.
in an argument with this woman who says I'm a bodybuilder and women practically have no tits when they build muscles. I looked up bodybuilders and they at least had A cup boobs. This
And
woman
here's
is
the
full of shit.
exactly,
Or she's lying.
and we're not
Well, no,
talking
I
about.
saw. Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about muscle women that or I'm sorry, but even men who look like this, the gigantic ass muscle that's on top of muscle on top of muscle, that's
Old school
disgusting.
Liefeld
Arnold
syndrome.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I cracked up though because one of my favorites. It was right after they started censoring Mortal Kombat. You remember Mortal Kombat 11 when they started fixing everything, and
Look,
Oh
one of the
look,
yeah,
creator, yeah,
look,
yeah, one of the
look,
creators was like, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, those frumpy looking swimsuit things on the ladies. Like, good
Yeah.
God.
and
Well,
let's
but
make our
that was
world
funny. Yeah.
and let's make our world great again.
Yeah. Well, and
What?
it just cracked me up because one of the designers had come out and said, well, up to this point, we were showing women basically fighting in bikinis, and they wouldn't really do that. And then somebody had posted under it like all the athletic wear that UFC fighting, like UFC fighter women wear, and it's really, I mean, it's not as decorative, but it's pretty much covering about the same bits. And I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, well, you kind of screwed the pooch on that statement, but okay.
Yeah, not to mention hot women in bikinis kicking each other's ass. What's not to love?
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They talk about they want realistic. Okay, then Braca should be able to move his arms so speak pure fluent English without
No
any
kidding.
hiccups.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I say? Freaking, if any way possible, there should be nude mods for all the female Mortal Kombat characters.
Yes.
Exactly.
Dude,
Also,
Basic-
nude mods for DOA, dude. Nude mods, man. Nude mods for DOA.
No, man, equality. There has to be nude mods for everybody. Man, woman, beast, crazy alien monster thing, bug creature with mandibles. We gotta see those bits. We gotta see those bits.
We do not have to see Devore. We do not have to see her. No.
Yeah, Moloch and Devore, and then watch the fan fiction go wild.
Oh no.
Oh my God,
the
dude.
The Powerpuff Girls reboot they had a couple years back, I was willing to give it a chance because it's like because I thought My Little Pony couldn't ever be good after the horror that was Generation 3, and then Generation 4 came out, and I'm like, oh my God, this is good. So I wanted to give the reboot a chance despite the original was part of my childhood. And they used mostly memes and stuff, and then they got rid of Miss Bellum because she was problematic and gave Miss Keen a double mastectomy because women can't have tits. And I'm like, you missed the joke about Miss Bellum. Yes, she's hot, but the joke is she's the brains while the mayor is what you see.
Yeah, her name is literally Cerebellum.
Yeah.
Also, Plague Knight.
Since the mayor,
one who cares more about Sony's legacy than Sony themselves.
Well, see, and since the mayor is an ignotard.
The mayor's an idiot who cares about eating pickles and stuff. Miss Bellum is the reason the town hasn't caught fire, at least without it being because of a villain.
I still love it when he trades the city for a whole room of Turkish delight. And I love the Narnia joke there. I'm like,
oh my
That's
God,
that, but
I can't believe. Narnia
they
is pretty much the first time I heard of Turkish Delight. And I don't even know what Turkish Delight is.
I think it's a jelly candy.
It is. It's a
Okay,
jelly
so-
candy covered in powdered sugar.
but
Really?
not only do they screw up with that, but I also want to throw out this too. They do have two female villains. One is the
Yeah.
fashionista who, mind you, she thick, but Miss
Sedusa.
Burnham. No. In 2016, no, Sedusa and Miss Burnham were problematic. They were an issue.
Yeah.
But,
See, I never
and-
got to see that. I never watched that show.
Oh,
I knew it was going to be crap.
I mean, in the 2016, reboot, there's a fashionista who's evil and into fashion, and she is thick. Apparently, they're trying to say, thick women are evil or something because why did you get rid of Miss Burnham? But also, they have her sister, air quotes there, who is this huge purple gorilla, yeah, and a Okay, so D&D girl, you're female. I don't know girl clothes, so what is she wearing?
Before she changed, she was in a prison uniform before changing, but if I remember correctly, because I only saw that episode once and I was like, done, I'm not watching this show ever again. She was wearing a black bikini, I think.
And mind you, Miss Burnham is problematic.
Yeah. Oh, they shoot themselves in the foot every time they use an excuse.
There was the episode with Bubbles trying to help a unicorn. Oh, sorry, what? A regular horse tried to become a unicorn, and they said this was supposed to be a representation of transitioning as a trans person. And I'm like, yikes! This is a bad thing to show parents and kids because this will just reinforce the transphobic parents into saying, "Don't you ever do this? This is what'll happen to you." Because the unicorn horse boy ended up getting mutated into a monster and saying, "I regret doing this. Why did I let you talk?"
Oh, damn!
Jesus!
Yeah. And here's the thing: it's hilarious that Steven Universe did the whole transition metaphor better.
No. I'll give you that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm not even a fan of Steven Universe at all.
Well, I mean, the other thing that really sucked about the 2016 Powerpuff Girls, besides the things we just said, is first of all, he doesn't have that echoey voice, and Mojo doesn't speak in Mojo like, "I am Mojo Jojo.
Okay.
I will defeat you, for I am Mojo Jojo."
See, and I'm torn. I'm torn because this new CW show.
Oh no!
Oh my god! This new. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out though.
Okay.
First of all, they're going to have to explain why Buttercup grew up black, and why Blossom grew up Asian. They're gonna have to figure out. Because they got the girl that played Quake in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wait. Blossom is Asian?
Yeah, they've got the girl that played Quake in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's half Asian.
Oh my god!
Because she's smart.
That's basically a stereotype.
She big.
Blossom was the straight A brainy.
My fucking
the
brain hurts, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the girl they got to play Bubbles, she's she usually plays like a cold, calculating bitch. So I'm thinking, so she's going to be the bubbly, compassionate one. We're going to do this. Yeah. So here's what's great about this.
Let me go back. Buttercup is going to be black. The character
Because she's a
likes
bitch.
beating the crap out of people in the original cartoon is going to be black. Please
Yep.
But diversity.
I thought Bubbles is gonna. was gonna be autistic or something. I don't
Okay,
fucking know.
okay. So it gets better though. It gets better because they have to explain this, and I can see two possibilities. One, either they state that this is what we really look like, but this is what they made that that cartoon of us about. This is what they made us look like in that cartoon, or they go the other route and they're like, yeah, we grew up looking like this, but since we're science experiments, we changed as we got older. There's always that, but I mean that's just polishing a turd at that point.
The
What
the brainy sister is Asian, and
Mhm.
the girl
yeah
and the
yeah
sister who likes beating the crap out of people is black. Jesus, why don't you just put a sign saying Asian because she's smart and black because she beats people? Why don't you just admit that that's
yeah,
your character?
and the one yes, but that's the thing. The compassionate, caring, bubbly one, literally named Bubbles, is played by a girl that's been typecast as manic depressive for the last 10 years.
Good fucking God, man.
This is going to really, really suck. And here's the deal. I'm torn because I want to see Mojo Jojo live. I love I love
Wait.
Mojo Jojo. For I am Mojo Jojo, and I shall take over the world. I mean, I love that. I have always thought that was hilarious. And of course, if you know that he's a parody on the leader from the Hulk, there is a comic book where the leader is literally monologuing through the entire comic, and we find out that the Hulk has been going through all this and listening to the leader's monologue that's been pre-recorded, and the entire fucking comic book is the leader's monologue. So it's great. But anyway, I want to see this. But what I'm worried about is when CW got the rights to Riverdale, when they got the rights to the Archie Comics title Riverdale, they added Nancy Drew to it. And what I'm worried about, yes, that Nancy Drew got a spinoff show as well. And what I'm worried about is that I don't want to see this. I don't want to find out that Dexter is a black kid or is a black guy with red streaks in his hair. I don't want to find out. Yeah. But what I'm really worried about is finding out that Johnny Bravo's in jail for sexual harassment.
Oh god. But hold on.
My lord, dude.
I can see because I can easily see them going that route.
Now, Geekyo, I see your mojo, but I raise you live action him. What are they going to do with the character?
Yeah,
Please have him played by RuPaul. That would be beautiful. Oh, that would be amazing.
Hello, girls.
Either RuPaul or Eddie Izzard.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna call it good here. So, hey guys, I'm gonna call it good here because I'm getting hungry and my grandfather needs my help with something. So, would you guys like to say any final words before I cut off?
Well, thanks for letting us on, man.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to actually say something before we cut off?
Yeah. Sorry for the coming in late. I had work, as you already knew. But nothing major. I assume the Powerpuff Girls live action is going to bomb, but it's probably going to be hilarious. And you guys are great. Please follow me. Peace.
Hollywood.
D&D girl?
This is what I'm probably going to say every time I do one of these at the end is, Hollywood, if you want to know why anime and manga is kicking your ass, it's because they're not listening to the woke. Stop listening to the woke. The woke does not buy your shit. And we aren't going to buy your shit because we don't like the woke. So you're voting
okay.
me.
Yeah, that's true. And also, Matt, would you like to say any final things before we end the stream?
Oh, just the usual. Be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. And sorry I couldn't go coming to the podcast yesterday there, Mr. Anime.
Oh yeah, definitely. But also, well, as always, guys, just remember these three things: respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, anime is freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. Enemy 343 saying, "Sorry, everyone.
Peace.
Later."
Bye.
Later, y'all.
Right.